Well, hello everybody. Today I'll be talking about my con experience. I'll be drawing little artifacts of mine that I wore and also bought at the con that I thought was fun and had little stories to talk about it. I created a sketch with this regular script brush on a small, that's fine, but a regular pen brush I guess, on a really small canvas. After doing that I shrunk it down, went from this to this. It's about 110 by 101. To explain the con experience, the first 2 days I was holding back on buying stuff from the artist alley. I knew for a fact I did not want to carry the stuff the whole day, and also that I would buy a lot of things if I started, so I was speed running the artist alley, just peeking, just staring at the things that I could have in my pocket. Everything that I bought at the con was bought on the very last day of the con, which is kind of like a good and bad idea because sometimes the artist no longer has the items that you want, so if you're gonna get something you would want to do it before they sell out and stuff. How do I put this paw in without making it look weird? This looks like he has 2 toe beans. That's not right. Make it a little bit wider. Maybe I'll make this one bigger, because that annoys me too much. That's okay. That's fine. It's not at all fine. This is supposed to be my eye contact case. I actually don't have an eye contact case because I got daily contacts. I had to get eye contacts because how am I supposed to wear glasses with an eye patch, right? Especially if I'm gonna cosplay Majima. I had that all planned out since the beginning of January, I believe. Since I started Yakuza. I know for a fact I want to cosplay Majima. He looks like so much fun to be. Especially with the eye patch and stuff. Getting all the materials weren't as bad as I was expecting. Got everything from Amazon except the pants and the shoes, because the shoes I already had. Black sneakers. I had these heels, which I wanted to wear because it made my height more biblically accurate. But I ain't not walking for I don't know how many hours in heels just to be accurate. So I did not do that, and I'm so grateful that I didn't, because even while I was wearing these nice sneakers that could withstand a lot of walking, I was in so much pain on the 3rd day that I had to basically skip out on everything. Wearing gloves in 80-degree weather is not very fun, by the way. My hands were disgustingly sweaty. I would basically take off the gloves the entire time, but it was just, it looked so good. That looks like a singular glove, but I wore 2, okay? This should look fine. Probably. It kind of looks weird, I don't know. Oh yeah, funny story about the eye patch. I watched this video where they talked about things to bring to a con if you're wearing cosplay, and they said to bring a hot glue gun in case that the cosplay messes up and breaks apart. And of course I learned the hard way that you really do need to bring it even though you think you don't need it. The back of my eye patch broke. I mean the strap part, that part where it like connects to the edge. That part came off because I hot glued it and it just could not stick to my big head anymore and just snapped. I had to do some last minute adjustments, scavenging for some tape or glue at all in the hotel room, which of course there wouldn't be, but I had this little mustache sticker inside my safety pin container and I was like, oh, I can use this! Something can save me! And it was not salvageable. That sticker didn't do shit. I was not gonna go to the con as an eye patchless Majima because who is that? Whomst is that? I did the worst thing imaginable and used a very dangerous material right next to my eye just to keep it there. I'm not gonna specify what it is, but just so you know, I said the word already. I think you can kind of guess what I used. That looks like a shoe, kind of, right? Yes? No? Maybe? I'm gonna just duplicate it because I'm lazy. Copy. Flip. There we go. Perfectly nice pair of shoes. It kind of looks like water bottles, but maybe if I color it, it'll look similar to shoes. The last time I got eye contacts was well over 5 years ago, so I had to train real hard to put that thing back in my eye and get it out at the doctor's office. The whole reason why I didn't continue using contacts was only because I kept falling asleep after class. I would just instantly flop onto my bed, turn on a YouTube video, and just sleep. And you know, it's like terrible to fall asleep with eye contacts in. I watched a video where they talked about it and I was terrified. I might just get a contact stuck in my eye and I'm gonna have to get it surgically removed and then I'll die. So I opted to no longer use eye contacts. That is until I had to be a very dedicated individual to my favorite character. Here is the Doflamingo glasses that we bought. I didn't think I would like it, kind of like how do I wear that out in public type idea, but then after cosplaying at the con I realized who cares? Who cares what I look like? It looks funny, I guess, to some, but I'm having fun wearing this stuff, so it's okay. Before going to the con, I was terrified at the idea of walking around in cosplay in public. A person with social anxiety's worst nightmare. Being stared at by a bunch of people out of place. But after going, I just realized I do not have to care. People don't pay attention to you that much, and even then, there are plenty of other people who share your same hobbies. Especially going to a con, you realize, wow, they just like me for real. I'm not crazy. And there are plenty of people who like to do things just like me. So I have nothing to be afraid of by wearing cosplay out in public. And I really appreciated that. I've always been really wanting to do cosplay, but petrified at the idea of wearing it out in public. But after that experience, I say I had a lot of fun cosplaying, and it's something that I would like to continue to do. I will include some of the cosplay photos just so you guys can see what I wore. I also wore my Kageyama cosplay. I haven't been watching Haikyuu at all recently, but I had bought the cosplay a very, very long time ago. That looks like a G. What am I doing? As always, I have to include a cup of coffee because I enjoyed that every single day I was there. These are supposed to be the little keychains that I bought, but they're too small for me to put any detail into them. That's literally just a candle. These 3 little keychains are meant to represent these little babies. Oh my god, I can't. I love them so much. The entire time I was searching through the artist alley, I was desperately searching for someone who sold Yakuza merch. I was so desperate. I just wanted one. Until Salmon pointed out, dude, isn't that Yakuza? And bro, my soul was reaching towards the heavens. I was so happy that it happened to be Nanba and Ichiban. There was this one cosplay seller that had a Luffy hat, but I had no idea where they were because I was walking randomly across the alley, not really keeping mind of where the stall was. The first 2-3 days I came across it multiple times, but I did not buy it because, like I said, I wanted to be patient. I wanted to be the bigger person and wait until I'm very, very sure that that's what I wanted. So I waited until the very last minute. At the very last day, we were at a goose chase because we couldn't find where they were. There were so many different stalls and so many cosplay things. I really, really wanted to get a Luffy hat. Luckily, we found them. What type of background color do I want? I kind of wanted to do a yellow one, but I didn't want that hat to blend in too much. A warm pink. I'll also have a picture of all the things that I got from the con. Since it was my very first con, I was super nervous. The whole idea of getting asked for pictures was my greatest fear. I told myself I would prepare myself by finding poses and stuff beforehand in case anybody were to ask me. But of course, I was lazy and I didn't do that. The very first day I cosplayed, I was asked for a ton of photos that I was completely unprepared for, and God, I wish I was. I feel so sorry for everyone who asked me for photos because I was a jumbled mess. I didn't know what pose to do, I didn't know where to put my hands, I didn't know where to look, how to look, what face to make, and yet it seemed that everybody who asked for photos were happy. So I guess I'm happy, but really wish I was more prepared because I feel sorry. I could have done so much better, I swear. So many kind people that complimented my cosplay, and also fun interactions with other people. It was a really good time. If you're gonna go in cosplay, prepare for if someone asks you for a photo. Oh, I'm so depressed when I think about it. I've already started on my next cosplay preparation. I would want to dress up as Katsura from Gintama. I also want to cosplay as Cho from Yakuza 7. I also played a ton of Tears of the Kingdom in the hotel room. That was a lot of fun because they had a pretty big TV and it was very comfy on the couch bed. I will probably draw some Tears of the Kingdom fan art eventually, but as of now, I do not have plans for that. My average step count for 4 days in a normal week is around, I wrote it down. My average steps in 4 days is 2,614. On the day of the con, I walked 40,909. So I was curious to see what the actual percentage increase of that was, because I'm sure it would be mad crazy. The actual percentage increase of that was 1,465% increase in my walking steps. I am a very lazy person. I think that is trying to tell me that I should be more active in my life, but I will not take that as a sign until it physically harms me. Salmon got me this pink long cat. It's that squishy material. I'm pretty sure you could tell just by seeing this drawing that it would be a squishy. That was on the 3rd day where I was completely down for the count, could not go out because my legs were in so much pain. And she called over the phone and was like, this thing, I got this thing for you and it's huge. I already have so many squishies, but what is one more? It's not neon, but a much brighter pink than this. There, like this. Perfect. Perfect. I remember before going to the con, I watched a ton of preparation videos, and that included one where they said their mistake was eating food at the con. I was a doubter. I didn't believe that would be true because if it's gonna be in a big convention area, they have to have some sort of food that is decent at the very least. But we ate the food from the cafeteria in the con, and that was a big mistake. It was $15 for a small container of dry, crunchy fries, like super dry fries, and then chicken tendies. It was very well done chicken tendies. It was so awful. I wish I didn't spend any of it on that at all, but should have trusted that one cosplayer. Truly, it was a mistake. I do apologize for the abruptness, but I do not have any more footage to share. If you've never been to a con before, but you did think about it, I highly suggest that you give it a chance. You'll probably come across a lot of cool cosplays, a lot of cool people to talk to and get to know. You know, just in general, being around people who enjoy the same things you do. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye!